Well, good evening, Truck and Tractor Pool fans. Yes, it was a rainy day today, but man, the temperatures are really getting
Hmm.
nice. And it sounds like starting tomorrow, I know where I'm going. I hear we might hit 80s by the weekend. So, uh, how are you, Kendra?
I'm doing really well. Did some more traveling this past weekend and switched it up. Wasn't tractor pulling, but went down to the drag race there in Wilkesboro. Almost said North Carolina, or yeah, North Carolina. Couldn't remember what state I was in. My
Down
family
yonder.
has, yeah, we do a lot of drag racing and took a little family trip down in the mountains there and had a really good time. Don't know how many people here have seen the videos going around from that trip. But we left less than 5 minutes before that accident. Um, and we would have been where we were parked was really close to where the car actually hit the wall. So we definitely had somebody up above watching out for us that day, and we had a good time. The truck ran great, did everything we wanted it to do. So they're just as ready to go drag racing as I am to go pulling. So
When you say truck, I assume it's a black smoke truck or.
yeah, we have a Ford Excursion that we've lovingly named the grocery getter that the boys have taken over, and it's got some get up and go now. So
Yeah, well, it was mommy's truck, so.
yeah, it literally was. We have plenty of pictures from Sam's Club runs of that truck stacked full of groceries. You know, when you have 5 kids living on a farm, you go to the grocery store a lot. So, yeah,
No
that
doubt.
was the grocery getter, and now it's turned into the drag race truck. So,
Cool.
we have a good time with it.
So, it's a lot of things. We don't have a guest tonight, so we got a few people in here. Sorry about that. I really hadn't planned on a show at all, but but I wanted to get on here and talk about the Virginia pool coming up. And Kendra, I know it's just loaded full of information for interstate
My,
and
it's just,
Alabama and the
yeah.
upcoming test and tune. I just
Mhm.
know you're gonna at least 40 minutes worth, right?
40. Oh my
And
goodness. I mean, I could read the schedule, but that would be a little boring.
that's fine. Just whatever you have, I'm just going to cut you loose and let you go ahead and fill us in.
All right. Well, let's start with Alabama coming up this weekend. I unfortunately will not be able to go. I have to be Aunt Kendra this weekend and go to my niece's third birthday party. So, got to make time for the family because in the summertime that doesn't happen often. But this Saturday and Sunday, there's going to be a lot of people here from Pennsylvania heading down south to Cottonwood, Alabama. Going to be at the Cottonwood Dragway. Saturday's show starts at 5:30 and Sunday's show is at 3:30. The address for that drag strip is 426 Budmore Road in Cottonwood, Alabama. The classes are going to be the typical classes that we've been running down south. They're all going to be there at Alabama. Just to reiterate, it's going to be the 7,800 modified tractors, the 8,000 light limited tractors, the blown two-wheel drives, as well as the naturally aspirated two-wheel drives, super stock four-wheel drive trucks, and the 6250 light limited super stocks. I do know that they are asking and willing to pretty much take anybody that wants to make a test pass there. If you think you can get a class round up, go ahead, give the promoters a call. The website is cottonwooddragway.com. Go on there, get all the contact information. Or you can look up the Facebook event there. It is called, hold on, I didn't take a picture of that. Give me just a second.
No problem.
The Baddest Monster Truck and Tractor Pull. Just kind of search that there on your Facebook page and it'll come right up for you. The next event that I want to talk about, Interstate is hosting a test and tune. Test and Tune's kind of fallen away here the last couple years just because everybody goes to Keystone Nationals. But this year we definitely want to make sure everybody knows that the track will be ready. Going to have a sled. I'm asked today about the mini sled, so I will be able to let you guys know about that. Hopefully next week. Going to be $20 to hook. They're going to start hooking around 10 o'clock. Again, it's a non-sanctioned event, but we will be there for all the interstate members collecting their membership fees. So you can go ahead and just pay your $50, test your tractor out. They're going to go ahead, prep the track just like they would any old tractor pull. So the track will be good. I do believe they have a ring date. I don't want to speak to that though yet. That is something I've double checked with them. So next week I'll definitely have a lot more of that information. And then let me see. I don't believe we have another event with Interstate then. Yes, until May 1st, we're going to be back at the Ag Center. And that will be the kickoff for the Interstate season. Looks like we have a couple events in May, and then June we are full-fledged, right back to where we were last year. We do have one new event on the schedule. Last year they had a pool just as a fundraiser, I believe. Interstate will be at Needmore, Pennsylvania on September 11th. So JR, that's another event you have to add to that day. I thought about that as soon as you went live. Yeah, September 11th is going to be a busy day in the polling world, but hopefully Needmore. I think they're all going to be spread apart enough that it won't affect, the crowds won't affect each other.
Especially Needmore. Needmore's, oh,
yeah, Needmore's
4 hours
way
west
out
of
there
here.
west. Yeah, so definitely won't be attacking the same crowd there. Definitely check out the Interstate website if you haven't. Lisa and Dale and myself really got a lot of stuff finalized within the last couple of days here. The only pools that really we're still uncertain about are the ones that are in September. So we've got 6 months to worry about that. So,
right.
But we're definitely excited. We have one more meeting next Friday, just to kind of make sure everything's set in stone. There was a couple promoters who were questioning what they were going to do with classes, maybe try to go with a little bit of a cheaper show from the purse standpoint, just because everybody is struggling with all the loss from last year with the lovely virus. So again, like we said last year, get out, support your all your local clubs, all your local fundraisers, firefighters. I think last year really put a hurting on people, and they're going to be counting on us this year. So go ahead and get out there and support. So
yeah, we preached it a lot. You know, last year we hoped and hoped and hoped. I know East Coast wise, we managed to get 5 events in, and we just, asked people to come support them, wear a mask if you have to wear a mask, and I think that still applies. I know it does in the state of Maryland, and some restrictions got lightened here, and unfortunately, I heard the numbers just went up a little bit. So, but I don't think it's anything to worry about right now. So, we're hoping.
Yeah, and that could just be 2 people are just getting sick, regardless, because temperature change is happening constantly. I mean, shoot, even down in North Carolina, it went from, I think the first day we were down there, it was in the 70s, and then Saturday it was down to 55. So come on.
Sounds like Eastern Maryland.
Yeah, it's like I went 5 hours south and I'm still cold. What the heck?
Oh yeah. So. I went one year to Jessup, Georgia in November. I mean, it can get cold anywhere in November. But I thought Jessup, Georgia's down. That's down pretty good. You're getting down towards Florida pretty good.
Yeah.
That's been years ago. And I'm like, I don't need any heavy clothes. Big mistake. Big mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like when we were in Ocala, it got down into the 40s. And that, I mean, it's January, but you think Florida, you're thinking it's going to be in the 60s and 70s. And luckily, our semis had a couple extra layers in there for us. So.
Yeah. But that's cool, man. Yeah, I'm looking at testing too. This will be good. Looking forward to that. It's been, gosh, it's probably been 3 or 4 years or so since I've been to one of them out there.
I was gonna say I haven't been to a test and tune in ages, and my family farm is less than a mile away from it. So, but usually we have Keystone, and everybody that I usually ride around with is a Keystone and don't need to go and make a test pass. Well, this spring everything's going to be a little different, and I know a lot of people were working on their tractors and stuff and the last part of the pulling season and the winter and want to get out there and test it. So
yeah, Larry K's asking what classes. They have an interstate hook at Boonesboro, Maryland. The mod turbo, mod tractors, and I'm assuming they're street semi trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And also on the first, we have a East Coast Pro Pulling event at Greensboro, Maryland at 6 p.m. And that's 2-wheel drive trucks, diesel 4-wheel drive trucks, hot farm tractors, the limited pro stock semi trucks, and the light pro tractors the same night as well. So there's 2 good pulls there.
It's crazy to think. Yeah,
right.
5 weeks we'll be pulling. Doesn't seem possible. Yeah,
we're going pulling this
crossed.
weekend. I'm going pulling. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. We're going. We're out of here. We're going antique pulling. We'll cover that here in a little bit, so I'm not going to get into that just quite yet.
Say, how's the East Coast schedule looking? It's been a little bit since I've looked at it.
Awesome. It's looking really good. We got all of our normal events almost. Bel Air still undecided. I talked to Amy. It might have been last week or something, or maybe a week before that. But there's a meeting coming for that. They're not certain. So, and I, of course, asked. I'm hoping it's because if it does, it's COVID, right? She goes, "Oh yeah." I was starting to worry about other politics around here, in the county. But that's not the issue. It's the virus issue. So they're supposed to be making a decision on that anytime. Let us know about that pool. But we picked up. We've been at Kempton before, getting some feedback. I don't know if it's me or we get to go to Kempton twice this year, and that's for 2 nights each time, and that's June 18th and 19th. We're at Kempton, Pennsylvania. Also, we have a 2-night event there. It's September 10th and 11th. So
better get the RV fired up.
I actually had it fired up yesterday.
Good.
I made a video. I just didn't post it. Yeah. 4 revolutions of the start, and the dang thing fired right off. No lifter noise, no nothing after 2 years. I'm like,
good.
She's ready to run, man. She's ready to go. But I got some other stuff I'm still working on. So let's see. We have also, we are in Galat for the first time this year. Galat Motorsports Park.
Very nice.
North Carolina. Our light pro tractors. Looks like I can't read my own scratch here.
You want me to pull up the website quick?
No, that's okay. Super Stock, Pro Stock, and Light Pro are going to be there. So, also, there's something else added. I believe it's a pool that Troy Nels and a crew are putting on. That's August. It's Monday. It's August the 2nd in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We're running the 2-wheel drive trucks. Yeah, Berkeley County. 2-wheel drive trucks, modified 4x4, hot farm tractors, and diesel 4-wheel drive. And that's a Monday night pool. So Schuylkill Haven will be the following. We're going to be doing some driving. Schuylkill Haven Fair is the following night with 2-wheel drives, diesel 4-wheel drive, hot farm, and semi trucks. And then from there, it's Laurelton. We got a full show from different. Of course, you guys are there on the 5th and the 7th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And East Coast will be there on the 6th, the Friday night. So.
So somebody just commented on Facebook to make sure you get there early. One tiny wrote in, they have to be talking about Kempton because
absolutely. Yeah. That's what I've never been there ever. So this will be my first go around there. So, but that's what I hear.
Yeah, Kempton. I've been there twice. It's famous for getting rained out. We only, yeah, that R word, that's the 4-letter word. When we're not on the air, I'll tell you a really fun story about it. Um,
Must be good if we can't talk about it
it's
on the
really
air.
good. um, but no, when they get that track right, the track is good. But definitely get there super early. Definitely tricky to get into. Not tricky, but like they said, one tiny road leading in. And when it's the fair, I think one time we were even 45 minutes early and we're still late getting to the fair just because of that traffic, which is a great problem to have for
Yes,
the
it is.
promoter standpoint. But
You bet.
yeah, we
Yeah,
joked even when we leave 45 minutes early, we're still late.
also, we picked up 2 nights at Shippensburg as well, July 2nd and 3rd for East Coast. It looks like Friday night is the Super Pros, diesel 4-wheel drive trucks, light pro tractors, and the semi truck, limited pro stock semi.
Mhm.
And Saturday night we got Super Pros, modified 4-wheel drive trucks, light pro tractors, and the limited pro stock semi trucks again. So awesome. Easton and La Plata, they're back to back on the schedule this year. And Delta and La Plata are the same night. And they do have the same class at both events. And when that's ironed out, I'll announce that. So, but they've got a
That could
plan.
be
No, they got a plan. They got a plan worked out. So,
say first class at one pole and last class at the next.
Oh, they're too far apart for that
Okay.
to happen. But they've got an idea, and I think it's going to work. So we'll see.
Good.
We'll see. When it's etched in stone, I'll talk more about that. But, yeah, it's really, I didn't count up all the events, but the only one that's really missing is Bel Air at this point, and Frederick, Maryland is the only other one I think that has not stepped in and signed the contract yet, and Lincoln Speedway. I think we're still missing Lincoln Speedway events too. So, but
say Frederick, Maryland, that fair is huge. I can understand their hesitation.
Yeah.
I mean, they get big concerts in there and, big names, and I can understand them not wanting to put the money out, not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, Lebanon is definitely, they're ready to rock. And also Beast of the East has put their schedule out too. They have, I'm looking that up now real quick. You could tell we're really prepared for, I'm not prepared for the show tonight. I apologize. Like I said, I wasn't going to have one. I said, you know what? I want to give us Virginia Pool, which we're going to talk about before we go off the air. And I'm going to get into detail, announce the classes and et cetera, that they're actually going to be running Friday night and Saturday night. So hang in for that. Brian Marston's with us again. He's starting to be a regular. Brian, we're sorry for your loss. I just found out. I was on Facebook a little while ago, and we won't say anymore. But we'll just sorry for your family's loss. It's been happening a lot lately.
I know.
Something in the water, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I better stop drinking water.
I drink it all day long. Drink it all day long. Got myself put on a diet again and down 10 and a half pounds, something like that.
Wow.
I think she said, yeah. Yeah, quick. It's amazing. But,
Uh-oh, Tanner must be in the fog.
yeah, he's going tomorrow as well. I told him not to be in any rush. So it's the weather here is crappy. There's probably is everywhere. But,
yeah.
I mean, it rained tremendously. Beast of the East, that's what I was looking up.
Yeah. So they have at least 3 or 4 events this year, don't they?
Yeah. Their first one is actually May the 22nd. And that's at 7 p.m. at the Lebanon area fairgrounds. And they run a slew of classes. And also Snyder County has some classes in there as well.
Yeah.
So that's really going to be a pretty good show. And then we move to June, and they have a 2-night show, June 18th and 19th. 19th is a busy night too, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're up against Kempton on the 18th, which is Friday night, Saturday night. The Buck, Beast of the East, and Kempton, all on one night. So that's a big night of pulling geographically wherever you're located.
Hmm.
So that's, and I don't know of any other hooks for Beast of the East as of those three. Usually at the end of the year, September or October, they have one, but I have not seen that yet. So I'm not sure if they just haven't scheduled it yet or if they're not going to have one or not. And we'll say that for sure. Of course, we
Hmm.
know Snyder County's big show, which so far is not up against anything. Yay.
Yeah.
So we should all be able to go there. And that's going to be October 8th and 9th. And they'll have a slew of classes as well. And as the dates get closer, we'll really start hammering on that. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's looking really good. Like I say, there's just a couple of events that are regulars with East Coast. I got to get used to East Coast pro pulling or pro
Yeah.
pullers, uh, and that's Frederick, Bel Air, and one other. But it's I'm sure we'll see. I think a lot of them might wait till to see how the things go, especially Frederick. It is a huge fair, a lot of people,
And with
so
it
they
being
really
right
need.
there in town, they're
And
I'm
Bel
sure
Air's the
they're
same way.
scrutinized. Yeah. Yep.
Bel Air's the same way. It's not a big, huge fair like nowhere near the size of Frederick, but
Hmm.
it gets a fair amount of people because they're really, when the fair's in town,
What
there's
else are they
nothing else
gonna
to
do?
do here in Harford County. So, other than stir trouble or something, but she said she said it, her words to me were, it's not looking good, but they will have a meeting, and if I know Amy, they're going to
Sure.
do whatever they can to get a
Hmm.
show in there. She is superb about getting something done when it comes to having a truck and tractor pull at the Harford County Farm Fair. So stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned.
Well, and they've got time. That's one of the later polls. So,
Yeah. Well, July. Yeah. End of
oh, I
July.
thought it.
Yeah. End of July.
Why was I thinking September? I don't know why.
Of course, the Buck, everything's scheduled as normal. And I
Hmm.
talked to Mike Hoff, and I got to get him on here sometime. But
So yeah, he'd,
yeah,
he'd be a good
I
one.
think he get to come on here. But he seemed optimistic at first in our conversation, but he seemed very positive. They are doing everything they can to get ready to go without a hitch this year. And he said, at worst case scenario, June would be the magic month for them to get started. But that's not saying it's not going to happen before that, because he does
Yeah.
have stuff scheduled prior to June. And he has, he wants to make it happen. So he's planning
Well,
to start normal, so we'll see what
yeah.
happens.
And when you go from having events scheduled every weekend to none for an entire year, that's got to be rough on your. That it's a business. It's a business.
Kendra,
So
the Buck Motorsports, the Buck, we'll just call it the
yeah,
Buck. It used to be
yeah.
called Buck Tractor Pulls back in the day, before your time. But anyway, 1974 is when that place opened. And 75, I started going with my two uncles. And we were there every Saturday night. Of course,
Hmm.
now they have other stuff running. But yeah, 2020 was the first time there was never an event at the Buck
Yeah,
since
that's
1974. So it's time to
crazy.
get that. Clint Johnston. Clint Johnston here tonight. How you doing, Clint? And Clint works at the Buck. He runs the
Hmm.
scraper tractor or whatever needs to be done there. But don't get wonky.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready, Clint. Let's go. But
I
anyway,
think
I guess
everybody is.
yeah, absolutely. And real quick here before I get into this Virginia pool here, like, subscribe, share. Tell everybody about us. Thumbs up goes a long way here on YouTube, or thumbs down. If you're not happy, you're not happy. We apologize,
Hmm.
but thumbs up or thumbs down, preferably thumbs up. We appreciate that. So, and hit that notifications bell. That way, when we do have a show, you'll get notified that day. Whenever I put the notification up, set the show up, you'll get notified about it, especially on the video shows, which is now really starting to get popular.
I think he waits for me to go out of town though to do these. video shows.
I told you about it. You said, now I'm going racing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I never went out of town this winter.
I know. I've been busy, so. But
Yeah,
I would say probably not this coming Saturday. Maybe this. Ooh, that's testing
can't do the
tune.
third. That's test and tune.
Maybe I can pull off another one this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure, Tanner, it will be packed.
Oh,
I mean, the people live to go to the Buck. Don't matter what's going on there. So, but, anyway, rescheduled from February is the first annual Southern Virginia Winter Classic, and that's March 26th and 27th, obviously of 2021, or this Friday and Saturday. But this is put on by the Southwestern Antique Tractor Association, and looks to be a good event. It's an indoor event, so we don't have to worry about any rain, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, I'm sure social stuff, masks, all that stuff, I'm sure is going to
the
be
new normal
in play.
Yep.
It is 2 days, 2 tracks, 2 sleds. Decision Maker will be one of the sleds there, run by Logan Thomas, and admission's only $10 to the complex. If you're in the area, or you're within a decent drive to get there, and you want something to do, it's cheap enough, man. And this is the roots. This is the grassroots of truck and tractor pulling. I mean, it's just, you'll see some really neat stuff. I want to try something here, so hopefully it don't falter. Hey, by golly, look at that. But anyway, we just want to go over some things here. I sent them an email today and said, if anything had changed or any other things they wanted out there. They said no, they were pretty much okay with the way things were on the flyer and stuff, so they never messaged me back any other changes they had. So as it stands, it is, like I say, it is $10. I don't know if there's a break for children or not. It doesn't say. It just says admission's $10. So Friday night, they're going to run the 3,000 pound and 6,000 pound classes, and that would be at 4, 6, 8, and 12 mile per hour. Also, Friday night will be team pulling, and that's 5,700 pound, 5 mile per hour. So I'm not exactly sure what that. I'm still kind of new to the antique world. But it sounds neat, and I'm sure if it's only one class scheduled with that team pulling, I'm sure there'll be plenty of tractors to see. What I like about it is it's a variety of manufacturers you're going to see. You're going to see Farmall, you're going to see the 460, a 560, a John Deere 2-cylinder, diesel, gas, Alice Chalmers, Case, you name it. I mean, it's Oliver's. I mean, they're going to be there. Minneapolis Moline, I mean, people, if you're into the rip snort and want to go up the track 20, 30 miles an hour, yeah, we all like that, but sometimes it's not so bad to go back and look at the grassroots of pulling.
Yep.
And it'd be good to see these guys have a successful event and do it again. So also on Saturday, the 3,500 pound and 6,500 pound at 4, 6, 8, and 12 mile per hour. And you know what? I got to back up here. My bad. 3,000 and 6,000 pound, 4, 6, 8, and 12 mile per hour classes is during the day. And I believe they start at 9 a.m. Okay. Then at 6 p.m. Friday night is the team pulling 5,700 pound, 5 mile per hour. And there's an exclamation point after all these. So, yeehaw.
Get excited.
Get excited. Saturday morning will be 3,500 pound through 6,500 pound, 4, 6, 8, and 12 mile per hour classes. So there's several classes in there. So, and then Saturday night would be the Battle of the Brands. It's called, and that's a 2-cylinder class, a 4-cylinder class, and a 6-cylinder class. So,
wonder how they're going to do that. Like, do they total up everybody's distance, or?
That would make sense.
And like do like an average maybe.
We'll know next Wednesday.
Yeah, you'll have to fill us in. What does
Absolutely.
Battle of the Brands mean?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what to me that's what it would be. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's going to be several classes each day. But there's two tracks, so
Hmm.
when you're looking at those 3,000 through 6,000 on Friday morning, and 3,500 through 6,500 on Saturday morning, so you do have two
Yeah.
classes or two tracks. So I think it'll work out pretty good. So, but that's 30. It was $35 a hook with 30% payback. $50 a hook for the specialty classes and 50% payback. So, and swatgeapulling.org, and that's SWATGEA pulling.org on the web, or you can call Tommy. It says 540-493-9819. I hate putting phone numbers out there, but if you're interested, there's information scrolling down across the bottom. There's the flyer, and I'm looking forward to getting out of the house for a couple of days and
Going
enjoying some
pulling.
good old grassroots pulling in Virginia, Southern Virginia at that. I'm talking a good 5.5 hours away, so that's okay. I'm just gonna. I'd have been a lot happier if a certain box company would have came through for me today like they were supposed to with my additional equipment. I mean, I bought new cameras and all kinds of stuff. All that stuff got here, but one of the most important things you need was supposed to be here today. Is still sitting somewhere in Maryland. So obviously that
Gotta
got
love it.
canceled, and I'll be stopping on the way tomorrow to get the stuff I need. So, but that's okay. We'll be all right. But, yeah, man, if you can, you're anywhere around the Southern Virginia area, and that's Chatham, Virginia, and that's at 19783 US Route 29, Chatham, Virginia. Zip code 24531 if you're GPSing, and that's the Old Dominion Ag Complex in Chatham, Virginia. I know we're staying the next town north. I can't remember the name. There's a couple of hotels there, and just south is Danville. So I know there's plenty of places to stay if you want to bring the family for a weekend outing, and it's not that expensive. So, and I'm sure there's other things to do around there if you don't want to spend the whole time there. So come out and support them. It'd be great. What else we got, Kendra?
I
Only
really don't
33
have
minutes.
anything.
We don't want to disappoint the Cub Kendra here. So
I think it was Mike that said there that I should come on down. I cannot get away this weekend. Like I said earlier, I have to go be an aunt to my little niece this weekend. It's her 3rd birthday, so it's going to be fun little weekend doing that. And of course, I do all the birthday cakes, so I'll be wearing my cake baking hat this weekend instead of my tractor pulling hat. So
yeah, so I've seen some of your fancy little cookies and cakes, and I'll tell you what, if you get a chance, just check out some of Kendra's stuff on her Facebook page. Check
but
out
be
some of
nice
her
to me.
photos. Yeah, be nice. Don't stalk her. Just go check out some of her work. It's fantastic, man. It's really, really awesome. So you keep on, you'll be in business.
Yep.
Full time, not part time, full time. So
There's some weeks that it turns into a full-time job, but
I bet.
with pulling coming, that's going to be rough to balance the two of them there. So we'll figure out a way to balance it. But
So, of course, tonight we could have been talking about the Keystone Nationals, but
yeah, that's. I don't want to say it's disappointing. It was definitely interesting to not be at Keystone that weekend.
yeah,
Everybody felt it. The pullers, all the committee members, all of us that volunteer there. He meant the video show. Hey, I try to come on the video shows, but JR just likes to do it when I'm out of town.
oh,
They're talking about,
that's Mike Walker. I bet. I'm
yeah,
sure that's Mike Walker. I had to go look up a little while ago who asked me if I had my truck loaded yet. I should have known because he knows when it comes to me and shows coming up, I'm like running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And I forgot this, I forgot that. Not this time. I just didn't. The rain didn't stop enough to get the truck somewhat loaded. So
yeah.
we got some new stuff we're going to be trying out this weekend. I bought some lithium iron something with it, lithium ion style
Yeah.
batteries. They're nowhere near as much as those orange boxes I used to carry around, and they're supposed to be really long lasting for power. So rather, I probably won't use them to power the camera. I'll just keep batteries charged. Is
Yeah.
my intentions for that. So, because this you don't know how many hours the camera's going to be constantly running. I'm sure it's like
Yeah.
Gordyville. Gordyville, they don't get shut off unless you get lucky, get done to go get a steak real quick. That's the only time they get shut off. So, but I didn't want to get caught unprepared with that stuff. So,
Oh, they were. You said Gordyville. That reminded me. They were back out of Shipshawana last
yes,
weekend.
yeah. Come on,
Of
Kendra,
course,
what'd you dig up on that? I know you got some information on that.
I didn't dig anything up on it. Like I said, I was family time this weekend, which is just as important.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
everything I've heard about it, though, it was a really good show. Apparently, the Hot Farm guys put on a really good show out there. Must have really impressed all the right people. They said the pro stocks were a heck of a show. Um, I think Extra Butter won on Friday night, which good for him. It's his literal hometown show. Everything out there was Yoder popcorn when we were out there. Um, then, or no, was it Mike Connie won? There was some confusion. I can't remember. I was scrolling through Facebook when I got home on Sunday night, super late. I think Mike Connie won, and then was it the Rampage won Saturday night? I can't remember. If I'm messing that up, I apologize.
Right. Yeah. Dragon Motorsports. Tanner just reminded me.
Oh,
Has a pool also. Uh, April 17th, same night of Easton. You guys have a hook at Easton. I don't
hmm
have the classes directly in front of me, but we'll go over that. We'll start covering everybody's stuff. We kind of ask everybody now that the season's coming. Hopefully, got a fingers crossed. Everybody's going to get these shows off
hmm
without a hitch. Please feel free. Uh, EasternExtremePulling.com. You can get a hold of me through there. Private message me on Facebook or Kendra. Send me an email, like I say, through the website, and let us know if you got an event you want to announce in your classes and stuff, the start times, et cetera, admission prices. Let us know. We'll gladly get it on the show for you. I mean, the show's definitely growing now, and we
Yep.
want to get as many pools out to the public as possible. That's what we're here for. So,
It's free advertising. We'll plug you all night long.
yeah, okay. Yeah, Tanner, if you have it, if you want to go ahead and just message it over to me real quick, I'll read it off. But you're running out of time, son. I'm getting tired, and it's going to be a long day tomorrow.
Yep. And you have to deal with Tanner all day tomorrow, so.
They make earplugs. I'm good. Hey, if you're traveling, he's asleep, so it'll be okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
I know he's listening to me in the truck, so
Yeah.
I think he just pulled in. But anyway,
So let me see.
I tried to pull it up.
So
I couldn't get it to open on my phone.
I have the interwebs here at my disposal.
There you go. Why don't you go ahead and pull that first dragon pool up and what we do without Kendra.
Yeah. So looks like they're actually having a test and tune also on April 10th. $100 per vehicle. Hook as many times as you want. I'm assuming that's down at Temple's Place. It doesn't list the location, just Dragon Motorsports. And then April 17th, they're at Miller's Tavern,
Yep.
Virginia. 5 o'clock start time, $15 to get in. Looks like they're going to have the National Sportsman four-wheel drive trucks, the 5,000 economy modifieds, the 6,200 small blocks, the 10,000 Super Pro farms, the 6,400 Pro Stock four-wheel drive trucks, and then the Hot Street diesel pickups.
Yep. And then not too long after that, on April 24th, I'll go ahead and announce the Berryville, Virginia event from Dragon Motorsports. It's at 6 p.m., $15 admission, and that's 6,200 national four-wheel drive trucks, 6,400 Pro Stock four-wheel drive, 6,250 modified street, and the street diesel trucks.
Talk about
that's
some
all.
truck pulling.
I'm telling you, Berryville, Virginia is truck country, man. So,
Yep.
and of course, they also the same night they have a event at Isle of Wight, Virginia. We'll go ahead and cover that real quick. 6 p.m. $15 admission. That's 10,000 Super Pro Farm, 6,200 small block, 4x4, 5,000 economy modified, and a National Sportsman 4-wheel drive truck. So there's 3 upcoming Dragon Motorsports events in April. There you go. So April could be a busy month, it looks like.
Yep.
I really hope Easton gets their event off as well on the 17th. So looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Jamie was hopeful, but at the same time, realistic that, and being right there along the interstate, man, it's, you're right there on display. So.
Yeah, right on Route 50.
Yeah.
Ocean Gateway, they call it. So,
yeah.
thanks for that information, Tanner.
Oh, apparently that's why he's plugging it.
Now we know why he's plugging it.
Apparently they're going to have a
will go south.
great announcer. I don't know who that could be. Who he would be plugging of the announcer.
He does a pretty good job. I'll give him.
He does. Yep. He can talk. What can we say?
We've managed to talk for 41 minutes already.
I know, and you said it wouldn't be an hour show. You lie.
I'm probably starting to bore people now, but
yeah.
I'm sure I could have had somebody in here tonight. I didn't really think I was going to have a show, but I didn't want to, not plug the Virginia event and stuff. So I figured we'd just come on here and yap for a few minutes. And go, but I don't know. Any new hot rods coming out? Anybody got some new vehicles coming out the pool? Do you know of? Vern Serby got 100 more coming, or
no? Definitely not 100 more. Not even one more.
Got enough,
I don't think we could handle another. No, I don't really know. I know Justin's excited. Justin Latour's excited about pulling with us some more this summer. So excited to have another mod turbo. Heard a lot of rumors about some guys moving up into the class. So, usually Keystone's when you find all that stuff out. So I guess we'll find out here coming up whenever I start collecting memberships where people are going. So there is rumor of a new class, but we're not 100% sure on that yet. I'm not at liberty to fully disclose that. But Interstate is definitely looking at a new class for the 2021 season. I'm sure if you followed any of our Florida series, you probably can gather what that new class will be. So exciting things happening in Interstate, especially after the 2020 season that we had.
Only thing I'll say is it'll be an exciting new Will Standing class. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's 2 shows in a row now. You've left us hanging, Kendra Barnhart.
I know. I'm good at the whole cliffhanger. Keep them coming back next week. I'm good for business.
There you go.
Well, yeah, that's all I have. Hopefully, like I said, we have our next interstate meeting next Friday night. So I should definitely have. That's only the second one. We didn't have any in January and February. So.
Gotcha. Well, I think maybe next week we'll definitely try to. I'm going to be busy, but I'm going to try to we'll get somebody lined up to come on with us, and we'll start getting some of these schedules going here. I mean, we don't want to stir up a whole bunch of excitement and, have to say, well, this is canceled, that's canceled. But we want to get the dates out to you people.
Mm-hmm. And
please plan to go and support these people just in case we do get to go. And I'm thinking we will. I'm a lot more confident now than I was last year.
Yeah. Yeah. This time last year, I was like, it's it's going to be a lost cause, but I think we're going to get through it. I really do.
Wasn't much fun last year. But
no.
The events we did have were great.
Yep.
In Snyder County, I'm sure we're probably going to get chewed on for that. We didn't say anything about Snyder County's first event. So
When is that? That's May, right? Do you have the schedule there?
yep, I'm looking. I'm old and slow.
Well, I'm just slow, so.
Snyder County actually has their 12,000 altered farm is what the new class is now instead of farm
Mhm.
stock. Their 12 farm altered farm and their hot stock classes on May 8th at Center Hall. They run there. I think we got to go to June, really. Looks like, yeah, Sillins Grove, June 5th. They'll run the 12 altered farm, the hot stock 2, 6, and 3.0 trucks, the limited pro light pro super farm. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Wild Street 4x4 and Run What You Brung. So that's their first big class at Sillins Grove
Run
event.
what you brung and hope you brung enough.
Absolutely. So that's their first. Big event as a club. So
Event, yeah.
yeah, what I say?
I think my computer glitched and you weren't.
Yes.
Because it just kind of like froze, like you couldn't think of the word.
Nothing new.
Exactly.
Nothing new. Anyway, 47 minutes. So they could do 13 more minutes or something.
My goodness. Say, I'm
Let's
trying to
see.
think. Say, I haven't really heard anything.
I probably have. I just can't remember anything.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of was kind of like how I was telling you earlier today. Was it last week or the week before we really started discussing safety? Might have been the last 2 weeks that we were talking about safety with Keith Hurst and
Yes.
I forget who was on before him. But that is
Kevin
one
Landis.
thing. Yeah, yep. That I will say about the tractor pulling community as a whole is no matter where I have gone in the multiple states, organizations, from national level to brush pulling, um, safety is always a concern when you go to tractor pulls. Now, don't get me wrong, you see some stuff that you're like, holy, they shouldn't be doing that, but it's nothing to do with the promoter.
Right. Right.
Um, when I was down there at Wilkesboro Dragway, and nothing against the promoters, nothing against them, because it might just be how things are. I could not believe the spectators that they allowed at that starting line. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, if I was running this event, I'd be down there and getting, people would be seeing the angry side of Kendra because I'm like, that's not smart. What are they doing? But
Yeah. Yeah.
and unfortunately, somebody was injured down there, and I think they have a GoFundMe. When the car hit the wall, I think the car must have come over and actually hit her as she was standing there because they let people right up. You're within 3 to 5 feet of the track, and it's a no prep track situation. And multiple times people got, I'll call them squirrely. They,
Wonky.
wonky. Yeah, they got wonky. And, we had our gooseneck backed up to the gate, and none of us wanted anywhere close to that wall. And unfortunately, somebody got hurt. I think they said the tire must have came over and she like guarded herself and broke her arm in 4 different places and
I'm
broke her
sure.
knuckle. And I I guess, safety is preached so much to us, not only as interstate as a whole, but as promoters, as pullers. I'm like, what are these people thinking? So kudos to the tractor pulling world. Accidents happen and, we've definitely seen it, but at least we're trying to prevent it.
Yeah. And in my situation, me
Hmm.
and those that film for me, I mean, we're trackside.
Yep.
And a few years back, I started making sure my helpers would go to the tech school or whatever and just
Mhm.
listen
Yep.
and think. Okay, especially when you're standing there, always think. I mean, a vehicle's coming by you too.
Yeah.
Maybe if somebody's on a good run, anything can happen.
Yep.
And I always on the tips of my toes because I still know how to run. I still know how to jump,
Yeah.
and I instill that hopefully in my camera people. And always be looking for something around you.
Yeah.
Just
Where
make
is your escape route?
Where's your, oh yeah, definitely escape route.
Mhm.
And even when I flag, and I've had some pullers ask me, they're used to the common when they're looking forward, the flagger's on the left of them.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple places where I'm not going to do that because I got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on the other side of the track, and I know it's difficult. Some people may not care for that when they're driving, or definitely not used to that. But my safety counts too, and if
Mhm.
I've got more leeway on the other side of the track, that's where I'm going to be flagging you from. So, but yeah, and I always look around and make sure when I'm not on the track working, uh, just filming or something or photography, I look for kids and just
Mhm.
look for people that just don't know. I mean,
Or
for the
this might
most
be their
part,
first event, and
right.
they just don't know.
But I always look for armbands.
Mhm.
If I see you, I'm not the boss there by no means. But if I see you out on that track or around that track where
Mhm.
you shouldn't be, where we're at with armbands, I'm either going to get on the radio. I'm not a narc or anything, but if you get hurt,
Yep. And you didn't sign
you
that
don't have an
waiver.
armband, you don't have
Yeah.
a waiver. Who's going to, there's going to be an issue, and we don't need that. Okay. So, and I see it, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And I usually say something about. I was told a long time ago by a former club president and his wife, you know, that you don't see an armband. By God, you speak up and you say something, and I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might make that person mad, and that's happened. But they did leave. They got out of. They shouldn't be there.
Mhm.
So think about that, folks. I mean, everybody wants to be there in the middle of it, and it's not safe. It's safe. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say it's not safe. It's a very safe motorsport. I mean, these guys, the clubs over the years, PPL, NTPA, they've all been there. Okay,
Yep.
they know right and they know wrong, and they have done a very good job with their safety rules. And something can still happen, and I'll guarantee you, and it just happened um, at National Farm Machinery Show. Something happened, and within
Mhm.
48 hours, there was a rule written to cover that problem. So, and that's how they are. There's no time for mistakes.
Yep.
And so, I have complete faith, and also in the pullers themselves, who they are, how they carry themselves. Nobody wants a lawsuit, so you don't cut any corners. At least I
Yep.
sure hope you don't. And I know none of our guys will because they're teched properly.
Yeah.
So, and that goes a long way, and that's why it's a little easier to stand there as they come by you. But
Yeah.
there's always that one thing you don't know, and that's why I always tell guys good luck, be safe, stay on your toes when they are filming for me, and I do appreciate it, and I know they do. They've been around it long enough, um, and I do trust the equipment that our guys bring to the track. So
Yeah. Art Ayers there has a good on
yeah,
YouTube has a good comment that it is definitely uneasy when you're standing there on the line watching one come at you.
yeah, I mean it's sometimes it can be a handful.
Yep.
But
Or breakage,
mhm.
Something could come apart in the rear end and the vehicle takes a hard turn one way or the other, and
Yeah,
there's really not much the driver can do about it except
that
hold
actually
on.
happened to me at La Plata. Yeah,
Yep.
four wheel drive truck. I mean, was hauling the mail and took a hard left. I mean, I broke an axle,
Yeah.
and turn left, but I was quick enough to move. But number one is I knew I was okay. Number two, I knew the driver,
Mhm.
and there was plenty of room to get out of the way there in that
Yeah.
situation. Had there not been that much room around me, I would have probably been bailing as soon as I saw the left hand turn. I'd have been gone.
Yep.
But I knew the driver, trusted the driver, even though the driver isn't 100% able all the time to control the vehicle, especially in that situation. I mean, he was getting down the track pretty good,
Yeah.
but it was just a situation that there was plenty of room to get out of the way. Like I said, again, if it had been a tighter area, I would have been gone before that truck got anywhere near me. So, but I knew we were okay, and we were okay. I mean, and the driver did a good job getting the truck loaded up. As a sled, everybody works together to make this stuff stop. So
Yep.
it's all about who you're working with, and you got to trust the equipment, and I do, all of them. So yeah, but still, trackside
Accidents happen. Yep.
you better have an armband on, because if this guy right here sees you without an armband near the track, I'm going to bounce you out of there. I'm sorry, I might make you mad, but don't hate me. It's for your own safety, and it's for our good. I'm good. So
I better make sure I put my armbands on this summer then.
what you received when you signed the waiver, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I'm really bad at just throwing it in my back pocket and forgetting about it, so I'll make sure I do that this summer.
please put it on. Yeah, it only takes a second to put it on.
Yep.
Just put it on. And and I don't cuss people that don't have it, because a lot of them don't know.
Yeah.
They simply don't know. They're just somebody showed up for a pull, and somehow they got there,
Yeah.
and that spot say, "Hey, whoa, you need to go." So, but I don't. If they get belligerent, which some will, then
Yeah.
I try to be polite, but it's happened.
Some
But
people
they
make
did
it really
leave it
difficult.
there. Yeah, you don't belong there, so it's not a place to be playing. So that's all. We don't want to cause any hard feelings or make the sport sound horrible, because
Mhm.
really, years ago it was even said this is the safest motorsport in the United States. So,
Yep.
and I agree. I think it is, because again, if something happens, they see it, they fix it. They fix it now. So, which
Well,
is
and
good.
we're not like the drag racers who are, full speed ahead, reaching 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. At least we've got, dead weight coming behind us to keep us slowed down a little bit there. But
Yeah, we have very good sleds, very good
yeah.
operators. Um, yeah, and I was tickled to see that Darren was able to purchase
Mhm.
a sled, and that family's been doing it for many years, very experienced, and now they're going to be a force to be reckoned with another sled, and
Yep.
it just ups the ante even more here. It's great. I love it. So
Yep.
yeah, we got great sleds, great sled operators, trustworthy, and it just makes for a good show all the way around. So, and the equipment's good too.
Yep. Very, very lucky here where we are.
We are. We're very lucky. We got several clubs.
Yeah.
Clint, that's a good idea. I'll be honest with you. I don't cut any corners. I get my hand stamped when I come through the gate at the buck. But you touch that thing one time, or just reach in your pocket for change or something to go to the hamburger stand or something, it's gone. It'll wipe right off.
Yeah.
Especially on a hot, sticky day when you just got just enough skin sweat on your hand, it never dries. And sometimes I'll actually take a napkin and dab it to
Yeah.
kind of dry it up some. But that's a good idea, Clint. Yeah, it makes you wonder, because if you put your hand in your pocket, you may have been stamped to get in the pits or whatever, but a couple
Well,
times in
and
your pocket,
like,
it's gone.
and we have like the grease and oil wipes, or like Vern has a water station there on the back of his doors, and you wash your hands once and it's faded or gone. So yeah, armbands are definitely the way to go.
Yeah,
Probably a little bit more pricey, but
I mean it's a little more work at the gate, but they can put a young one there to help do
to
that
rip
or something.
armbands off. And
Mike's been stamped. They've been stamping hands there for you. I mean, I come home, I still have a little bit of something there, but
Yeah.
it is hard to see some, especially like I say on them hot, sweaty days. It
Hmm.
don't take long, that sucker's gone.
Or
Mike's
like
got
you
to.
said, that the stamp pad's super wet and it's just a
Yeah,
blob.
I mean it is quick. You just bop bop and you go on.
Yep.
But I don't know if it's an issue if anybody's been run out of the pits because there wasn't a stamp on their hand. But usually, I think I've had to actually go and have them restamped. So I could go back out and come back
Hmm.
in. But it's usually not a fuss or
Yeah.
fight. I mean, you're already in there. They assume you have been stamped. You can see it if you really pay attention. You can still see it, but it's just if you're policing for it, yeah, it could be an issue. But hour and 1 minute, we did it.
Look at us. I tell you, we can
Yeah,
talk, can't we?
yeah. I just hope I didn't upset anybody about the trackside stuff, but um, rules are rules.
Yep.
So get that armband. Be safe. That's how it is.
Yep. It is what it is. It's what it has to be. So.
Well, with that, Kendra, I think we'll go ahead and pull the plug here. It's going to be a short show.
Yeah.
But,
Well, yeah. Short.
yeah,
Still
we
an
did
hour
have,
and 2 minutes.
that's okay. We hope we didn't bore people too bad, but
Yep.
Next Wednesday we'll get something lined up for you here. We'll get a guest on here, and I'm not sure who that'll be. And anybody that is going to this Virginia pool, Alabama, wherever, safe travels. Good luck
Yep.
this weekend. Have fun pulling, racing, whatever you're doing. But next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Maybe we'll know more next week. But maybe we'll shoot for maybe a show. I can't do it next Saturday, can I?
Nope. Next
Because
Saturday's test and tune.
that's right, and I can't do it this Saturday either. I thought that's right because I'll be out of town. So it's going to probably be at least 2 weeks before we do a video show. But anyway, appreciate y'all tuning in and like, subscribe, share, ring the bell for the notifications. Thumbs up, man, goes a long way, helps us grow here on YouTube. And we got a big season coming up. We hope we got some really nice schedules. And again, contact us, Facebook, Messenger, email to the website easternextremepulling.com, and we'll get your shows on here, your events and your classes and all the good information. So all season long, that's what we're here for.
Yep.
Feel free to pester Kendra about it too. So
Yeah.
she never has anything to talk about.
Yeah. I'm not a talker at all.
Oh my lord. Anyway, okay, we won't bore you anymore. Well, hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Thanks for tuning in, Kendra. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Maybe. I always have to go hunt for the link. See ya.